Welcome to another episode of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and today I'm bringing you a short and sweet fun video on the Rancor and mastering the raid. Now, some of you guys know I've made several episodes on mastering the raid and how to get some major damage out there. The leader in my guild, who I've shown plenty of gameplay from, they easily get 6 million damage into heroic raid using the typical lineups that I've shown you in the past. But what I'm going to do today is address a question I've seen a couple times in the comments on my YouTube channel, as well as on Reddit the other day, or a while ago I should say. Someone was trying to, play around with lineups and try to find alternatives to your typical Tebow, Qui-Gon Jinn, Rex lineups, because yeah, they're amazing. They do great. But after doing the raid for months and months and months, it gets, kind of boring, kind of repetitive. So what I'm going to show you guys is how Emperor Palpatine is even more awesome beyond Arena, Galactic War, Dark Side, Cantina battles. He's also pretty darn good for the Rancor and the raid if you just want to get some massive burst damage out there. So we're going to go ahead and just talk a little bit about him, why he's so awesome in here. And of course, this isn't going to get you a couple million in the raid, but it's something kind of like in my situation. I don't want to sit there for a long time, constantly doing damage. I haven't invested in Tebow yet because I'm working on General Grievous. Once I finish him, I'll get Tebow. But I've been always getting into top 10 due to this lineup. It does great. You can't complain. And just a little disclaimer, since the level cap was increased recently and the gear has changed, I'm waiting for new data to finally show up so I can reanalyze some of the characters I was about to review. It definitely changed a couple of things, so we'll talk about that in the next in-depth review. I'm hoping that I can get the data to analyze for this next video, hopefully sometime this weekend. But anyways, let's get into the gameplay. We're mainly just going to talk about Emperor Palpatine because each and every one of the characters is pretty straightforward. If you want to learn more, check out my previous videos. They are great. They're pretty popular. But with Emperor Palpatine, here's what you have to do if you want to have some fun, massive burst damage here. You want to make him your leader, mainly because he gets that bonus potency. He gets turn meter when he applies a debuff, and he gets additional health, all that great stuff. But what you really want to do is use him in phase 2. That's kind of his bread and butter. That's where Papa Palpatine shines, let me tell you. What you want to do is try to have him go somewhat early where he can go ahead and apply a debuff to the Rancor. And the reason why is because, one, he gets extra damage out due to the shock. Every time Emperor Palpatine takes a turn, shock does additional damage. It's like about 3,000, 4,000 every single time he gets his turn, which is, it's nice. You can do about 15,000 damage in total sometimes when Emperor Palpatine takes his turn. And then when you do that, when you apply the debuff in the phase 2, this also works in phase 3, but I prefer phase 2, he goes ahead and he gains turn meter, and then at the same time, when the Rancor has a debuff, you can do additional damage against him. Kind of like in phase 3, when you have a debuff on you, you can't do as much damage against the Rancor. So it's just a bit flipped, where in phase 2, you need to apply debuffs to make sure you're getting a lot of damage on him. So that's the first thing. So all your other characters can get in and do some great burst damage. And the other thing is, you'll notice a couple times where, actually a lot of times, when I shock the Rancor and I have the opportunity to get offense up my next turn, I always use it. Mainly because when you use it, Emperor Palpatine gains turn meter for each character with the shock debuff. So Emperor Palpatine, a lot of times, he'll go, use his offense up ability, gains turn meter, and he's able to go again right away. So he's just pretty much giving himself offense up and just attacking right away afterwards, which is quite nice. And then he gives it to the rest of his teammates, obviously. Another good thing about this is, besides the fact your teammates are doing more damage, seeing Rey do almost 25,000 on some of her attacks is quite bonkers. But the reason why it's also awesome is because if you need the Rancor to go ahead and use his ability to remove all of your buffs, this is a great distracting mechanism. So what I do, here's my strategy. I go ahead, I try to balance it out where I start weakening the door and start attacking the Rancor, but I try to knock down the door before the Rancor can attack me. Get my burst damage out there when the door is down. When he finally stands back up, I go ahead, use my offense up abilities so the Rancor can burn whatever offense up abilities are there. And then I have my taunter come in, which is Stormtrooper Han. He's pretty awesome for the raid. And once he taunts, the Rancor is wasting his turns on him. Emperor Palpatine's getting some major damage in there. And in the end, when you'll see in a few moments here, this strategy works quite well to get Emperor Palpatine almost 400,000 damage in less than 5 minutes or something like that, which is quite nice. So that's kind of really all it is to it. I'm just showing you this because it's a fun alternative. You can't go wrong with this if you're just looking for fun. You don't have Tebow. It's a great way to score pretty high in your leaderboard. I'm not sure what each guild's a bit different, but for example, I usually land in top 10 using this lineup. I've almost gotten close to 1 million using this, so you can still do some decent damage just by having fun with Emperor Palpatine. Just goes to show why he's one of my favorite characters in this game, as well as the Star Wars universe. So other than that, guys, let me know what you think. Is this kind of a fun lineup you think? What types of weird lineups are you guys doing just for the fun of it? You know, because Tebow, everyone knows he's awesome. Captain Rex, Fives, you know, it's nice to be a little bit different and have some fun. So feel free to let me know what you guys do in the comments. I love to hear about it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll talk again later. Peace out.